So, what do you do when you have started something like this great pattern that we really like? We're actually doing this one with, and we're doing it into a twin size with the Tulip Pink fabrics. And when we got it cut out and started following the instructions, we did this piece correct, and then we did this piece correct, and we thought we did this piece correct, but the instructions really showed that this triangle was supposed to go this way instead to finish out that element. And so since a lot of these were stitched out, before we stitched a whole block, we now don't have enough fabric from the fat quarter to repair this one. So my recommendation first is when you make a mistake like this, don't do anything until 24 hours has passed, or you just go to bed and not beat yourself up about it. But again, this is one where we say stitch out one whole block so you get this orientation right, so that you don't end up repeating the mistake. So I'm going to go to another block and then show you the next step after you make a decision about this. Here's how I made this decision. Was first off, I unsewed this piece, and then I was able to remove the elements. Now this piece is okay, this piece is okay, this piece, I don't have any fabric to turn that around, and I don't have enough fabric to turn that around. So what I did instead was I went in and I found one of the matching fabrics to this, and I don't have enough to cut the whole piece. As you can see, it's not long enough to cut that whole piece. So what I did instead was I came in here and I cut this piece off. I cut this one the right width, and then I stitched it on, and then I recut and built my piece with this triangle going the correct way. So let me show you the block that I got out of this when I redid it. So this is how the block is pinned together. As you can see, I went ahead and pinned it together to look at it to see how it was going to orientate. So let me show you how I repaired this one piece of this block. So it was just a tiny bit short, shy of fabric. And so what I did was I took and cut the biggest amount that I could off of my new scrap, or my scrap that I had, because remember I showed you there was a scrap that was too little. And then I trimmed off and I stitched on a bigger piece of this, and then I trimmed it down to the size that I needed it to be. Now, as you can see, when I go ahead and I repair this, and I'm not done trimming this backing away, when I repair this tiny little corner, that's all I really needed for this to make it the right size. So sometimes, much as I'd like to see you buy more fabric, I don't want to see you beat yourself up over a mistake like this. This is also why we stitch the whole block out first. But that little corner like that, I can live with that. In fact, what's going to happen when I stitch this side is once I stitch a quarter in there, that's going to be less than 1/8 of an inch triangle. So I can live with that. So let's stop beating ourselves up over it. And this is from Tulip Pink's line, and we put it together with this great aqua. I can't wait to show you what it looks like.